We're back, everyone. Episode 2 of the Stoppage Time Stooges, and Jacob is excited. Look at him, all giddy to talk about Chelsea
look at that
today.
Smile.
I don't know about giddy is the right word. This is what the people call smiling through the pain. This is probably the best example I could give of smiling through the pain.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get to you when we come to you. We have more pressing matters at hand than a mid-table Premier League team like Chelsea. But
I wish we were mid-table. That'd be nice.
Where are they right now on the table?
Oh yeah, they're sitting nice and cool at 14th place.
Love it.
And then everyone was like, "Wow, Chelsea United, who's doing worse?" But I think that question's been solved pretty easily. But you know what? We're gonna save it for my part, so it's okay.
So that's a good little tease for later in the podcast. But you've already heard from Jacob Aframian, but we also have Christian DeBlock.
I can say my team's doing a little bit better.
Huh?
Let's put it that way.
All right.
That's
significantly is probably a better word.
A little.
and we also have Ricardo Martinez Bass.
What's up? I mean, we'll get to Real Madrid later, but
yeah, we'll if Jacob's gonna unleash on Chelsea, wait until I unleash on Carlo Ancelotti.
I'm glad we're on the same page there.
He pissed me off big time this week.
Yeah.
What a disgrace! His quotes after the we'll get to it.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm about to unleash right then and there, but we have more pressing matters, like I mentioned, and that's Champions League Matchday 1. Now we're not going to go through every game. We didn't watch every game, but I think it's fair to say we've seen the highlights from all the games at least. But I figure we just talk about any games that were intriguing to us, interesting scorelines. I think the game of the match day was Bayern Man U. Of course, Bayern won 4-3. Reactions from you guys?
I'll go first. Harry Kane clearly is ready for the big moment. On the other side, Andre Onana, another tough game, and I gotta say I feel really bad for him because what I appreciate about him is the fact that after the game he requested to speak to reporters and take it on him, saying it's my fault, I didn't perform well. Even before the game, he was trying to say that he understands that he's struggling. I appreciate that because this guy to me is, I think, easy to root for. He seems really likable. He seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. All the intangibles that you want in a good goalkeeper. He seems like he's loud. He seems like he has leadership qualities. But the shot stopping has not been there yet, and it better be soon. I mean, luckily he got a clean sheet against Burnley. That was, I think, really good for his confidence. Yes, albeit Burnley, but a clean sheet's a clean sheet, and it was a win for United. I think with him, he just needs to get his confidence back up, and just remember who he is. He's here for a reason. He was a part of a really good Inter team last year. He's been at Ajax, and United again. It just seems like they start off good. They'll have 25 good minutes of play, even if they're not scoring. They'll move the ball well. They'll create chances, and then they'll give up a goal, and then it all goes to what. It's like they fall apart like that. And to me, they have to figure out what's causing that. I don't think that they're in the rest that a lot of people think they are. It's bad. It's certainly bad, and there's a lot of drama, which is not good. But I think that they'll be fine. I don't think it's gonna get much worse than it already has gotten. And in a weird way, I almost think it's better that this is happening now, so that if it happens now, they can only go up. If you remember correctly, Ten Hag's first 2 games in the Premier League went as bad as you could. And then after that, they went on a huge run.
That's right. So
to me, I think that United, I know that the scoreline isn't great, and the 2 of their goals came at the end. But didn't Højlund score one of them? The Champions League goals? Yeah. So that's a massive plus if you ask me. New signing, a lot of money, scores a goal. And to me, I think United, once they get some guys off of injury, I think they'll be okay. I don't know what that exactly means as far as their place. And, I think that they're going to have a tough time in this group because I'll tell you what, Galatasaray, the way they came back, I understand that they shouldn't even have been in that position against a team like Copenhagen at home, but it really impressed me, their resolve and how they were able to just storm back. and they have some sort of home field advantage. I mean, that crowd,
Turkish atmosphere.
I was
unlike any other,
mesmerized by that atmosphere. And I think Galatasaray, I think they can give Bayern a really good game. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think they can give them a really good game. And I think they're going to give United a good game whenever they play them soon as well. So those are my immediate thoughts about that game.
I actually have Gala beating United when they match up.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And I mean, right now they just look so much more cohesive. Man U doesn't even look like a team. That's the worst part. And I mean, yeah, you have a lot of these returning faces, but there's a lot of movement in the formations, and it's totally different from the way they played last year, which is strange for a team that's returning a lot of the same guys too. I mean, one guy who I think Man U could really use right now.
Who? I know you're gonna say
Jadon Sancho.
No,
I don't disagree.
Their midfield play has been brutal.
Yeah,
They need him on the
their
wing.
wide
I mean,
players have been.
I don't think the midfield's the problem. I think it's more the wide players, because to me they have bodies in the midfield. They just signed Amrabat. They got.
I think Jadon Sancho at right wing. I mean, who started Pelistri?
Yeah, and you have Garnacho, who's been underutilized. I would say.
Yeah,
I think Christian Eriksen has been terrible this year so far.
Casemiro's been rough
in the
too.
midfield. Yeah, but Casemiro at least he's getting up there in age, but I still think he has some defensive intangibles that this team needs. But I think you could start Sancho in midfield where Christian Eriksen is, because Christian Eriksen has been so poor. But that will never happen. I know that won't happen because Ten Hag is stubborn, which is sad to see. Because
they're both stubborn. It goes both ways. I mean,
it's not just Ten Hag.
Sancho's not innocent.
For me, no, not at all. But for me, Ten Hag has to be the bigger man here, and he's acting like a baby. So
I kind of understand his take on it, because that's how he wants to build the culture. It's like it's my way.
It's ruthless. It's very ruthless. It is my way or the highway, and he's not the only one that's like that. But again, when you do something like that, you have to win. You have to win. That's the big thing. If you're not winning, then no one's gonna follow that. It's that simple.
Yeah, but Bayern Man U was a fun game to watch, especially if you hate Man U. I think most of us might.
I don't hate Man U.
Jacob makes sense because his father's a Man U supporter. So
I
that
do
makes
not
sense.
like to see unless they're playing Chelsea. I don't want them to lose. So I'm serious. It's that simple. I want them to win.
I just want to say, Man U just lacks leaders. That's the other thing. They don't really have much of a backbone, personality. I mean, there's no grit on this team. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, however,
is he a leader? I think he's a leader. I mean, I don't know.
I think he's the closest thing to one.
I've been saying that Rashford should have been the captain for years, but I don't think he really wants to be the captain, because I thought that, everything that, Manchester kid, he's been there. He's like the club kid, all that stuff. But I don't know. I think Fernandes is fine being captain. I mean, it can't be Maguire, because the captain has to play. I mean, you can't have a captain who's always on the bench. So,
Yeah, but like, who else? What are your other options, really? Well,
that's also a good point. I have no idea.
Jacob's right. It's Rashford or Bruno. I mean, who else is a leader, a vocal leader
that's been there a decent amount of time?
I just don't see anybody else being even in consideration.
I mean, maybe like even Casemiro, but I know he's only been there one season, but. He's
I don't know. He doesn't. I don't know. You guys watched him in Real Madrid for years. Is he like a vocal guy? I mean, I don't see him as I see him as a quiet guy who just does his business and plays. That's kind of how I envision it.
I feel like at times he is, but it's not like he's always shouting at players, to be in the right positions.
When he was at Real Madrid, he didn't need to, though.
That's the other thing too. Yeah,
he didn't have to be a leader. There are so many other guys there that could do.
Sergio Ramos. I mean, prime example.
Modric.
Yeah. So it's a different situation now. Totally with Man U. So should he step up? Probably. But that's not what he's used to. So I think on his end, it's okay. Like, it's fair. I don't blame him for not being a more vocal guy on the pitch.
Does he speak English? I don't know if he even speaks English too. That's also a good question.
It probably.
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen him be interviewed. Like, I can't recall, at least.
Yeah, I don't either.
A post-match interview or so that's also part of it.
Yep. So I think we touched a good deal on Bayern and Man U. I mean, do we want to touch Galatasaray and Copenhagen real quick? I think we put some time
I think Jacob pretty much.
I just think that they have a very interesting team. They have a lot of guys that are, I guess, past their prime, have been at bigger clubs and have reached high highs and low lows. Ricardo being one of them. And just I find them an interesting group of guys because they all seem like they have something to prove. They seem like they're like it's almost like, no one believed in us. Like they have this big underdog mentality, and I think that can serve them well. Again, they're not in an easy group. Say what you want about how much disarray United is or isn't in. They're still Manchester United. I understand that doesn't have the same meaning that it has in years past, but I still think that they're a force to be reckoned with. So should be interesting.
Just to go off of that, did you guys see the second goal that Copenhagen scored? Because Muslera's positioning was awful.
Yeah. It was poor.
It was just terrible. I think we need to remember, too, that Copenhagen did go down to 10 men. So Galatasaray could have probably walked away from that game with nothing. Jacob's right, though. They are an absolute threat in this group. Manchester United need to wake up pretty much if they want to finish second. But I wouldn't doubt Galatasaray yet just because they had one poor performance at home for 65 minutes. If they can figure it out, they have the personalities like Jacob mentioned and the guys. I mean, they had Zaha coming off the bench who was really lively once he got to that left flank. I just think they're really dangerous still. I wouldn't be jumping ship off them just yet.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And like I said, I have them beating Man U. And I mean, at this moment, I thought the Bayern game for Man U was a must win. It was their opening match. I don't know. It would give you momentum heading to the rest of the group because I see Man U as a very momentum based team. They need that good vibes. They need the good momentum. I don't know how they'll play as we can see in the Premier League, bad vibes have left them in a poor spot. So I thought they needed this win for not just the group, but for their confidence. To restoring their mindset. Yes, we are a world-class team and we deserve to be in the spot. But we'll see how they play out. Another game I want to touch on really fast. I know it was a 4-0 result, but Arsenal and PSV, I thought it'd be a much closer game. Before this match, I was very high on PSV. But hey, it just looks better for my Arsenal pick, right? they
looked confident. Number one, they looked like they'd been there before.
Yeah, which is impressive. First time in 6 years they've been in the Champions League, and they totally outclass a Champions League mainstay in PSV. So I really was impressed by Arsenal's performance. After this, I have no doubt in my mind they'll win this group. At all. It's a fairly easy group.
I'd be shocked.
It's a fairly easy group to win for them, I think, of Sevilla and Lens. But which we could touch on too. That was kind of I don't know. I wasn't too interested in Sevilla.
Yeah, that was kind of an underwhelming game, but
but that Arsenal very impressed me. Group C, we can talk about Real Madrid here. Because I feel like our Ricardo and I's frustration of Real Madrid came from the Atletico.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that later. That'll be our rant. For now, though, Real Madrid and Union Berlin, 1-0. Real Madrid somehow because of Ricardo's guy, Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham. Hey, Jude. Jude count is rising.
They should have won this match like 8-0.
Yeah, they should have.
The way they played.
Okay. If you still had Benzema, you would have won 8-0.
No. Did you watch the match in full?
No, but I watched that and all I saw was Jose missed 10 chances.
How many shots? 32 shots.
How many of them were from Joselu?
It wasn't just Joselu. It was Joselu. It was Rodrigo. They missed the goal in every single way possible.
Yeah,
off the post at all angles, wide, high.
Yeah, I mean the keeper also made some good saves.
Keeper made some amazing saves. Union Berlin goalie was so impressive that match, but
like it should have been a much bigger scoreline than it was in the end. I mean, still got the win. It was crucial, especially at home. Opening the Champions League at home is always big. I mean, again, sort of good momentum for them. But I feel like that. I don't know if that was just poor finishing. I don't know if that's going to be like a continuing trend throughout the season. But man, I just Joselu especially was disappointing with all the chances he had. But obviously, other players, I mean, missed sitters, but still, I feel like it's kind of something we'll be talking about for, foreseeable future until they actually sign a legit number 9. But
Mbappe,
they did. That's I don't even know how I feel.
It's
about
inevitable. Come on, Ricardo.
I don't know. Listen.
Ricardo. Now you're getting greedy. Come on, stop it.
Like I said, Jacob, I think I've said this to you in the past. The whole Mbappe, Real Madrid situation, it just reeks of Kevin Durant to the Knicks a few years ago. It just reeks. It reeks of Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks. It reeks of all that.
But here, the difference is this: he'll find a way.
I mean, like
he'll make it so that that's the
where else is he going to go when he makes his move from PSG?
I mean, he'd go to any team in the world if he wanted.
I don't see as much as I love him at Liverpool.
I think he'd go to Arsenal before he go to Liverpool.
That's not it. We don't have.
I think Arsenal. I don't know.
£200+ million on one player.
You won't have.
I think Arsenal would be a sneaky team for him. I really do, because to me they keep talking about they need a striker.
Exactly
I think also that I heard some that he had an affinity for Arsenal because of the whole French thing with Henry and Wenger. So
he was interested in going there.
I think there's something there.
He was interested in going there on loan this year, if you remember. There were some links earlier in the summer to that. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal would be a good spot.
And they haven't spent huge. I mean, apart from Rice, who have they spent huge on?
They spent on Kai.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about him later, but thank you, Arsenal.
I don't think they've spent big other. I mean, Pepe.
How much did Timber cost?
Oh yeah, Nicolas Pepe. Yeah.
Timber didn't cost that much.
He was like 35, 40.
Yeah, that was really good value.
It was. Yeah.
It's got to be Rice and then Nicolas Pepe, who's I think he's in Turkey now.
Yeah, he's not with them. We know that.
Yeah, no, he's not. I mean, they've kind of had some questionable decisions in terms of spending on certain players, but that would be really interesting. If
I hope to God it doesn't happen. But,
but anyway, no, I don't know that whole drama, that whole saga with Real. I don't know. I've had enough of it.
As much a headache as Mbappe is, don't you think he's worth the headache?
Oh yeah.
It's been happening for 2 years. I don't think
it's all his fault. The ownership of PSG is horrific. They really wanted to leave, and then they act like, "Oh, we didn't see this coming." Well, you knew. He told you point blank, "I'm going in a year.
Well,
take it or leave it."
For me, once he comes, everything's okay. I just hate all the hoopla heading into it.
No, but don't forget he signed that extension, and in the first place, when he said he was about to join Real, or like when he was strongly linked, like he was.
I think they put his back. But the thing is, what's he gonna do? Sit out? I mean, what was he gonna do? They gave him an ultimatum where
they almost did
for him. He was in a lose-lose situation. He just was. It was either he doesn't play, he goes to Saudi, or he plays and he has signed a little bit of an extension. But trust me, that can be worked around.
What's the point in saying an extent? Whatever.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Ricardo. I don't know what's going through his head. Only he can answer that question.
Fine, but still, it's stupid.
I'm not denying that, but I don't know. I don't think that he deserves all the blame. I really don't.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, so that was Real Madrid Union Berlin.
Turn it to a rant.
That was fun.
Not even the rant we were gonna go on.
Can we talk about the other front runner in that group?
Napoli, sure.
We can talk about Napoli. I know they won. Barely. I thought that they played bad for a team that won.
I agree.
I mean, how many chances did how do you say his name? Osimhen? How many chances did he miss? I mean, he looked like
he had this is a crazy stat.
He looked awful.
9 total shots. He put 5 on target and he had 5 shots, and 2 were accurate. So he missed.
And I remember I'm watching him I'm like, is that face mask he's wearing blocking his eyesight? Like, what the hell's going on? I mean, he just
wearing that for a while.
I mean, what the hell? I mean, he just looked like, I mean, and they won, but like it was by the skin of their teeth. I was not watching those highlights. I didn't think Napoli gave me a very convincing performance at all. And that's against who they play, Braga?
Yeah, Braga.
That's like the worst team in the group, right? Or there's Union Berlin. I
mean, and to go off that, Napoli looked poor this weekend against Bologna. 0-0. Osimhen got pulled off. He got in a shouting match with the manager. Yeah, Napoli's not in a good place. They'll probably sneak through this group still. That's the way I see it. But as it pertains to getting any deeper into this competition, they're not going to do what they did last year. I think they're going to get bounced out of the round of 16. It's just there's so much moving parts. Osimhen I think he's gone next summer, and he probably just mentally doesn't want to be there right now because he can play at a higher level.
You haven't Kunku. You don't. No, it's fine. I know he's injured. We're not getting into the rant. Sorry.
I love how Jacob just ranted on Victor Osimhen, and he still wants him on Chelsea. Just to rant on him even worse.
No, you'll understand why very soon.
No, he's gonna go to Arsenal, or he's replacing Mbappe at PSG.
Please don't go to Arsenal.
What would you think of him at Real Madrid? Just as we talk about
I thought about that. I was like, I honestly, I would kind of like that. Especially with he wouldn't have any drama with them probably, but like PSG's ownership. But I mean, he's a good player, and when we need someone like him, physical. I mean, better than Joselu by far. Definitely more athletic. So he's not quite like Benzema. We don't need that. We need a finisher. So he's definitely a threat. Your goal scoring threat for sure. Someone we need, but who knows?
I think the good thing with him too is he's 24. This is a guy that's right in prime. He's entering that era where he's going to be really dangerous. 6'1", he's got a lot of pace, can get in behind. I just think no matter where he goes in Europe, whether that's Real Madrid, Arsenal, I mean, there's been so many other clubs he's been linked to. I think he's going to score goals. I don't have any concerns about him.
Newcastle, there's a dark horse team.
I think that'd be
especially if Isak leaves for Barcelona.
If Isak leaves, then you're right, because he's a much better finisher, I think.
And they got the money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love that. That's a good dark horse. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think about it. I'm already scared.
Neither.
Called it right here on this podcast.
Speaking of scary, Ricardo and I's nightmare squad, Real Sociedad, faced Inter Milan and gave him a 1-1 draw.
I was worried. I'm like, I picked Inter to win the whole thing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, they never had the ball.
He had a really bad error on that opener. He's playing really sluggishly in the back, and then they just took advantage of it. That atmosphere too, for another club that's not been in this tournament for a long time. Really, I was really impressed by that as well.
Yeah, no, I really I don't have much to say about this match. Talk about another Sevilla Lens, like very boring match to watch. Not a lot was going on, but the grittiness, as Ricardo talked about, of Real Sociedad just oozed through the TV as I was watching this match, and I was like, Inter Milan feels our pain facing this club, because we still will beat Real Sociedad, but it's always a very tough match, and I think Real Sociedad's gonna be a hard draw this Champions League. I don't think they'll make it past the groups, although after Benfica's stinker against Salzburg, I who knows?
Maybe, yeah. They could do
it. Who'd Benfica play again? How you say that?
Salzburg. That's how you pronounce it.
Did you guys see the red card in that game?
I'm blanking on it.
So that was the one where the defender watched the ball going towards the goal line, and it went off the crossbar.
Oh, yeah.
And he just went like that, and he was sent off. And then by that point, it was already done. I mean, they were going to be a goal down, assuming the penalty went, and it obviously went in. And then you're playing down to 10 men. So that's credit to the Salzburg team, because I know I mentioned on the first episode that they were really young, lost a lot of players to the transfers. But to their credit, they played in a tough environment and took 3 points. So who knows? I mean, they got out of the group last year. Why can't they do it again?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was very disappointed by Benfica. To me, I don't know if I call them the biggest disappointments of match day 1, but they're up there for sure. I thought they'd play better quality this match, but hey, you got to give it to Salzburg, and they have the experience, as Christian said, of getting out of the group stage. So who knows what will happen? But going on. Oh, actually, we're going backwards. I had my fixtures up. I guess we're going in alphabetical order.
I mean, it's weird how the match days work.
Yeah. No, I don't know why I went backwards there, but anyways, it's okay. It's okay. Let's go back to Tuesday and talk about Milan Newcastle, because this was a very exciting 0-0 0-0 draw.
It was.
I had a lot of fun watching this match, even though it ended 0-0. About what I expected, though. I thought this would be a draw. Group F, group of death. I mean, if we want to, I see Christian wearing a USA kit. Pulisic was poor, coming off
a bit,
the bench. I mean, I was impressed by Chukwueze, so I don't know how. I don't know how Pulisic's future at Milan's gonna turn out with Chukwueze if he keeps playing the way he did.
Which is interesting, because just to quickly interject, the discourse on social media was that Chukwueze was actually poor.
That's what I heard too.
I thought he was actually okay. He missed some crosses, but he had more of an athletic impact on the game than Pulisic did at any point. Pulisic he looked uninspired. Maybe he was because he was coming off the bench. Although I thought that was more of a tactical move on the end, because
why don't you write about your next book
of the international break? We'll get into the Chelsea rant, Jacob. We'll get there,
baby.
I just wanted to mention Rafael Leao was really poor in that match. Had the one chance where he tried to backheel into the net.
Yes.
And I'm not worried about him long term. This is not an issue, I don't think. But this is a guy who gets into all the right positions and then just tries to be a little more skillful when he could just put the ball in the back of the net, no problem.
Just too arrogant.
Which I think is something that if he wants to reach the levels, which I think everybody believes he can, he's super young, guy that can really play even at a higher level than this. He needs to just be a finisher and poacher in the net, in the box. He just needs to focus on putting the ball in the net instead of doing all the other flashy stuff, because when he does that, people are very critical, as we saw last week.
I mean, because that was to win the game, essentially, because Newcastle, I don't think, was playing all that well in general. Milan dominated most of that game anyway. And then Newcastle was lucky to get away with a point anyway. But I mean, Leao dribbled past 3-4 defenders. All you got to do is put it in a corner and you're good. It's in, but instead you try and pull out a back heel. You just into the ground and you just totally mess it up, get it all wrong. It was just what are you doing there? Just put it in the net. If you're up by 5, fine, you can do that, but you're not. Sure. You're still it's 0-0. That's to put your team in the lead, and especially at home too, when points are even more important there. Just put it in the back of the net, and you're probably in a better position. And Newcastle has to be more attacking to try and get back into the game, and maybe you expose them. It just. I was watching. I was like, "Are you serious, dude? Just put it in." I would have just tapped it in. God, I could have slotted it in one of the corners.
Well, I mean, we're talking about players playing poor. I mean, I thought Giroud was poor too.
Yeah,
for Milan, their whole front was poor. But I mean, I think both squads will play better. their next match. I don't know who they play next. Each side. I don't know if it's PSG or Dortmund for either one. But I think both of them will look better no matter who they face.
It's Newcastle PSG, I'm pretty sure.
Newcastle PSG, so Milan Dortmund.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they'll both look better. But I mean, if we got to hop in, since we're talking about it, let's talk about PSG Dortmund. Dortmund just
telling you, they're coming in last place in this.
Yeah,
I really mean it now. Listen, I think Newcastle's could have a potentially rough time with PSG, but I just think that they have more. They got more grit. I don't know what excites me about Dortmund. I mean, I don't know. I have a lot more questions than answers. I mean, Newcastle, say what you want about their talent and the fact that they have been here in years. You know what they are. They're gonna fight. They're gonna be a tough team. They can score goals. They can play defensive. They can really do it all.
They still have class. It's not like they don't have class.
And they score 8 goals over the weekend.
Yeah. They're fine. They're fine. They just won 8-0 against was it Sheffield?
I think
yeah.
It was Sheffield.
Yeah. So I think Newcastle is fine. Dortmund, just they looked awful against PSG.
Was that? Hold on. Let me ask you this about the penalty. Was that a handball?
Here's the thing.
I got to see it again.
The way UEFA defines a handball is different from like some of the leagues, and I feel like it's never clearly explained the way UEFA defines it.
This is like the pass interference. What is a catch? It's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it just is. It's the soccer equivalent to those things in American football. It's the same thing. I mean, I don't know. Like, because you talk about, that's an obvious handball, but like, what are you supposed to, like, naturally, what are you supposed to do with your hand?
Literally, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like, your freaking, I mean, it's just natural, like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of biased because I used to play defender. I'm like, that's like, what do you want him to do there? Like, his hand's just there. It's just natural. I don't know why that's. I mean, I don't know. The argument goes so many different directions, and it's never clear cut. It's so annoying, but yeah, just wanted to get your opinions on that.
Yeah, no, it was odd, but I mean, for me in the Champions League, whenever there's a fluky handball call, I'm never shocked, just because it's UEFA, and I feel like they're more, I guess, lenient towards the attacking end when it comes to handballs. They'll generally give more handball calls than most leagues would. So I'm not shocked, but I agree with your point, Ricardo. It's a ticky-tack call, and it probably shouldn't have been called. But what can you do at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, Dortmund is probably going to be dead in the water anyways. So, hey, no, the wingers played well for PSG, Mbappe and Dembele. I mean, pretty much PSG's entire squad played well. Pretty much. I mean, decent to like decently enough. So, I think I mean, after this match day, I don't know if they'll be on top of the group. I don't think they will. I still think it's going to be Milan, somehow, some way. However, it was a very impressive performance to start, and good for PSG, because I think they needed a win like this, kind of like offset the offseason drama.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to come crashing down in the round of 16. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt.
It's the same script every year.
This is still PSG.
We're like the Cowboys. This is our year. It's just.
But I think
never. You know what? That's not. No. We don't need to talk about that. Next
hey,
topic.
You're 2-1. I don't want to hear you crying. Enough.
If it's not clear enough, Christian's a big Dallas Cowboys fan. Ricardo, actually, this is funny. Ricardo's an Eagles fan, and Jacob and I are Giants fans in American football.
All right, so we just need to get a Commanders fan on the show, and we got the entire division.
Well,
I'm just saying, PSG are the Cowboys of soccer. That's all I'm going to say.
It's not wrong.
No, but I think more of what I was getting at was from a culture standpoint.
Yeah.
They just needed a win like this just to like move away from that Mbappe drama.
I think
at least for now, it's a very temporary fix until next summer. But I think it's good enough for them.
Just to mention, Mbappe came off at the weekend against Marseille. Yep. They play Newcastle next Wednesday at St. James's Park. I think there's some questions about his availability for that, which if we're thinking this group is going to be as tight for the top three as we expect, might make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's going to be atmosphere. It's going to be a really entertaining matchup.
Great atmosphere.
Is unavailable.
Oh, for sure.
Agreed.
I think it's a good time to move on. I skipped Group E for some reason, so we'll go back to Group E. Going alphabetical. I mean, man, Lazio Atletico. What a finish.
Yes. I texted you guys. I was like, their goalie just scored.
Oh my goodness. It was gonna be just as we predicted, by the way. A typical Atletico 1-0 victory.
Yeah.
And Lazio's goalkeeper came in at the very end, 94th minute.
I mean, that run the keeper made was ridiculous. It looked like he was the attacker, like natural striker.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It was so good. I was like, wow, that was such a great run. I love that moment. That was amazing.
I was clowning on Atletico so hard, and then it came back to bite me.
Yep.
But
call karma.
Yeah.
But we'll move away from that match. In general, though, I thought, typical Atletico Champions League group stage match, I can say. So, I mean, nothing much to write home about there. But Feyenoord and Celtic, I mean, Feyenoord, not surprising, the 2-0 victory. I mean, like we said, not surprising. Nothing much to talk about. I think Feyenoord.
The one thing to mention with that, Celtic went down to 9 men.
Yep, 2 red cards.
They had 2 red cards.
I totally forgot about that.
And I think Joe Hart had a penalty save as well, so he even kept it more close than it could have been.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think PSV this year will finish top of the Eredivisie over Feyenoord, but Feyenoord had the easier opponent in Celtic, and so we'll see how things turn out. Group G, I mean, I guess we could start with Young Boys in Leipzig. We said Jacob and I both thought Young Boys would be a sneaky team, and hey, they kept it close most of the match. They gave Leipzig a nice run for their money, but hey, Leipzig's quality pushed through. They pushed through at the very end. It's a good win for Leipzig. I don't know if you guys watched it.
Yeah.
Just seemed like Leipzig had too much quality, and that was it.
Yeah.
Really.
They have 1 loss in all competitions so far this season. It was against Bayern Leverkusen back in August. Other than that, they've won every match so far, including the Super Cup against Bayern. Again, this team is either one that's going to finish 3rd in this group and disappoint, or they'll get out of the group and potentially make a run. I think they are maybe the only young, sneaky team that I could see maybe getting to a quarter. And then if they can, play well away from home and they're good attacking wise, who knows? This is a team that got to the semifinal of the Champions League a couple years back. I know it was behind closed doors. It was a much different squad, but I mean, Marco Rose is a really good manager. They have a lot of talent. I think Leipzig continues to be a dangerous threat in this competition.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're one of the better young players in the world, and Xavi Simons. Danny Olmo's been amazing for him. I think Leipzig. I agree with you, Christian. It's not an outlandish take. I could definitely see him in the quarters. And I think there's. I mean, who knows what happens in the Bundesliga this year? I mean, Dortmund is dropping off this year for sure. They're not going to finish second again. Nope. So I mean, Leipzig will make it tough on Bayern to win the Bundesliga, I think.
And Leverkusen.
Leverkusen too.
Leverkusen too, of course. You got to give them their flowers. But Leipzig looks very good. The other Group G match was Man City 3 over Cervena Zvezda. Who scored 1 goal.
They were up 1-0 at the half.
They were.
Yeah. It was a very scary first half for Manchester City fans.
Maybe Julian Alvarez is actually good.
Maybe he's a Ballon d'Or.
Maybe.
No, he's pretty good.
I mean, the result. I mean, the response in the second half wasn't like I wasn't surprised at all. City was going to come.
No,
back.
I wasn't either.
We all knew that. We all knew it was going to happen. It's at home too. Like you got the crowd there. So
had to win this.
Exactly.
Oh, you cannot lose to it.
Who
the hell they play?
Red Star Belgrade.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't lose to a team like that. I mean, you can't. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not even trying to, mock them. You cannot lose a game like that, especially at home.
Especially at home.
Yeah.
I think that's enough talk on that. Don't want to talk about Man City anymore. Boring.
Yeah.
Group H. I'll talk about boring. Barcelona 5 and Antwerp 0. Man, complete domination.
Yeah. They looked really.
They looked very good.
They look like they have something to prove. They look like
I hate hearing
I know you're gonna hate to hear it, and I know, but I don't know. I got this feeling that Barcelona it's almost like it feels like people feel like they've almost been forgotten about. I know they're Barcelona, but it seems like they don't have that same allure that they used to.
Yeah.
It seems like they're fighting back for it, and they have this team of a lot of these guys. It's not like the superstars of yesteryear, but they are still really good players that probably don't get talked about enough. And João Felix, I mean, where the hell was this? Just forget Chelsea, just ever.
Xavi unlocked them.
It's been a long time since we've seen. I mean, it's back when he was in Portugal, and before Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks confident, happy. I mean, this is I mean, you have to mention it. He does look happy.
I mean, it's true. I'm not denying. I'm just angry because when he played for my team, he was like, as I said, if James Harden never shot the ball, he was just dribble. I'm in the zone, dribble. Oh, not going to shoot. That's what he do. I mean, I understand he was playing for horrific managers, so I give him a pass, but still disappointing.
You want to hear his football rating?
What even is that? I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't know what football is? Okay, never mind.
Well, what is it? I'm sure it's great.
It's an app where you can see all the different statistics and matchups and everything.
Yeah.
And they give ratings to every player.
On what scale? Like 1 to 10 or what?
1 to 10, yeah.
So
like an average is like 7. Anyways, here's a 9.1.
I wonder if you could look back in time from January to May, and you
definitely can.
Yeah.
Find that out. You tell me. I can tell you they are not even close to that. I'll tell you that.
Well, speaking of football ratings, by the way, just to show how great Barcelona played, everyone was above a 7.4.
That's not surprising, though.
Yeah, but
no one.
Of course, it's not surprising it's Antwerp. But
I mean, where the hell is Antwerp?
Belgium.
They're in Belgium.
Oh.
Is that who do they have?
Well, there you go.
Who's their? Is it Vertonghen or is it
Alderweireld, right?
Alderweireld, yeah.
They should sign Eden Hazard. They should.
Oh man. Yeah. No, just a brutal match if you're an Antwerp fan.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah. The other Group H match.
I do have João Felix's highest foot mob rating of the season. Jacob, would you like to take a guess as to what it is?
I want to know what his foot mob, whatever the hell it is, when he was at Chelsea. That's what I want to know. I don't care about how he's doing now. I know he's doing great.
Saw it. It looks like his highest rating was against West Ham. He had a goal and played a full 90. It was an 8 flat.
That wasn't the win. They didn't win that game.
It was a 1-1 draw at London Stadium.
There you go. You find out what it was his first game when he got a red card
against Fulham. That was right.
Yeah, what was that?
Must have been.
I'll give you that. Hold on.
You're a 4.
I'll find out while you guys continue.
I'm gonna guess 3.2.
Or what about the Newcastle game? His last game
4.8. 4.8.
4.2.
You found it?
No,
I'm guessing.
I'm just guessing.
We're both guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The last one I want. Yeah.
Let me pull that back up.
Okay, and then I have one more of his Chelsea games that I really want to know about.
We should just talk about Chelsea right after this. Forget the other game.
Yeah,
we will.
Well, I guess while Christian's trying to find it real quick, Porto 3, Shakhtar 1. Nothing shocking here.
I still have faith in Shakhtar.
Hey, Jacob's they're basically the AAA team for Chelsea at this point. So Jacob loves Shakhtar.
I hope not. Oh God.
I mean, hey, at least your AAA team's in the Champions League.
Our AAA team, our major league team is AC Milan because they're the one that have all our players. Giroud, Loftus-Cheek, Tomori, Pulisic.
Oh, your outcasts.
Yeah. That's Chelsea A, if anything. Or A plus, rather.
Wow, sounds like you miss them.
Not all. I miss maybe a couple of those players, not all of them. Like Tomori, maybe. Although we have enough center backs. God knows it.
Tomori, God. Tomori's so underrated.
He's good. Yeah, he's really
underrated by his own country.
Yeah.
Gareth Southgate. Talk about stubborn. Anyways.
Better than Harry Maguire. Got that right.
Yeah, he is.
You find it, Christian?
Yes, I did. He actually had a better rating in that Who asked for the Newcastle game?
I did, because that was his last game when he missed like this easy.
He played a half an hour and had a higher rating in the game where he got a red card.
What?
He was. I'm telling you, that game. Talk about a way to send it off. He was horrific in that Newcastle game.
He had a
oh my God! He had this one chance. It was a header. He would have been the hero, and he just freaking janked it.
6.2. Is that what you said?
6.2 in 31 minutes against Newcastle.
That's being generous.
And then against Fulham in his first match, where he looked good before he got sent off.
He did. I'll give him that.
5.
Man, these people are not watching the games. I'll tell you that. If you're giving him a 6 anything, oh my God. He must have been snoozing, for crying out loud.
Oh, this is a perfect interjection to Jacob having the floor.
Yes, give it to Jacob. It's all yours.
All right, I got the floor. Okay, thank you. Okay.
I love this.
All right, just let me breathe. Okay. All right. How do I start? You know what? So Chelsea again lose at the weekend to Aston Villa, and yes, is Aston Villa a better team? Yes, but again, they lost 1-0. This team has scored 0 goals in the entire month, and I know. Oh, there was the international break. It doesn't matter. They can't score against Aston Villa. And last time I checked, I didn't. Who are their defenders? Is Tyrone Mings isn't there? Is he?
Nope.
Is he hurt?
He's injured.
I mean, who the hell is in their back line?
Pau Torres and what was it, Ezra Konsa?
Yeah, Konsa is the other one.
Exactly. Who? Like,
they're solid.
Again, all they talked about on the broadcast was, oh, gee, Ollie Watkins hasn't scored all year long. He really needs to turn it around. And what happens? Bang! Right through Robert Sanchez's freaking legs. What are those? The match ratings? I don't want to see that.
The back line.
All I see is green.
Whatever.
I see Eli Cash.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, this team, forget. It would be one thing if they were losing like 2-1 or 3-2 or it would be bad, but at least I knew were capable of scoring a goal. This team can't even get shots on target. We really have to forget walking before you run. This team can't even crawl. That's how pathetic they are. It's a disgrace. And it all fell apart in the 58th minute when this ridiculous red card for Malo Gusto. Did you see this tackle, Christian?
No, I did not. I'll have to check after this.
Let me get this straight. He's going for the ball. He hits the ball, and then he unfortunately hits the guy's ankle. And you know what? It was McGinn. Oh, he was in such pain. Well, he was fine the rest of the match. Must have been such a malicious tackle. He was, perfectly fine. He's going for the ball. What would you like him to do? Go for his other ankle? What is he supposed to do? Let him go? This is ridiculous. At first, he gave him a yellow card, which was enough. But they get a red? How is that a red? He's going for the ball. He's doing his job.
Who's the referee?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't even Anthony Taylor. I can't even blame it on him. Or Michael Oliver, or whomever. Mike Dean.
It was Jared Gillett. Never heard of him.
Who?
Exactly. Some freaking.
It's probably better that you haven't heard of him.
I mean, but here's the thing. And then after that, that's when the game all went kaput. And not because, Aston Villa had this great attack and they were, running Chelsea up and down the field. No. It's because this team has no life. And look, I understand that Pochettino is a good coach and he doesn't have a lot to work with. And that's the board's fault. That's not his. But his substitutions, were terrible. Where are my notes? So let me get this straight. So Mikhailo Mudryk, who has not had a good Chelsea career, to be frank, but he's actually in this game. He made some decent passes. He looked like he was moving well with the ball. He seemed like his head wasn't in the dump. Like he had some confidence, right? And then what does he do? He takes him out for Ben Chilwell, who should have been starting, but no, let's put Levi Colwill at left back. and who was defending Ollie Watkins when he scored that goal? Oh, it was Levi Colwill. Oh, well, I wonder why he had a hard time. Maybe because he wasn't playing his natural position. And people talk about Ben Chilwell play bad. Yeah, he's playing left wing. Not even left wing. It's second left wing. It's like he's asking to be a goal scorer. He's a freaking left back. This is a joke. And then what else does he do? He takes out Nicholas Jackson, who we'll get to in a minute. Talk about pathetic. And who does he put on? He puts on Leslie Ugochukwu, who is 19 years old, who should be on loan. But the only reason he's there is because they have no one else. He looked so out of his depth. Oh, my God. It's like every time he had the ball, he was like, oh, it was like hot potato. He had to get rid of it in 2 seconds. And then he takes out Enzo Fernandez, who, when they signed him for 110 million or 120, whatever it was way too much money. It's that simple. Way too much money. What does this guy do? So can someone tell me what he does well, please? No, I'm serious. Tell me what he does well. He can't score goals. He doesn't get assists. He doesn't create scoring chances at all. He can't score penalties. He can't defend. What is he supposed to do?
Jacob.
Smile with his gold-white, with his nice white teeth, and put a thumbs up with
Jacob.
What the hell is his purpose?
Jacob, he does very well standing next to Messi.
Oh yeah, who doesn't? Except Mbappe. Who doesn't? Who doesn't look good next to Messi? You've got to be kidding me. This is a joke. And Cole Palmer, why did they sign him? No, why? If he's not good enough for City, oh, and of course my dog's barking now. If he's not good enough for City, then why the hell is he playing? This guy does nothing. I watch him play. I'm like, wait, what is he supposed to be good at? Wait, can someone tell me, please? I'm just gonna power through. I don't care about my dog barking. I'm too revved up. I am not stopping.
Go.
I'm telling you because Nicholas Jackson has 5 red cards. Excuse me.
Whoa.
Yellow cards.
Sergio Ramos.
Yellow cards. Yellow. He has 5 yellow cards. You know how many goals he has? 1. 1 goal. And this is a striker. When he gets the ball, he can't hold it for 3 seconds. I got hoodwinked so hard by the stupid preseason and that one game against Liverpool where he was just running past everybody. I don't know how the hell Liverpool made Chelsea look so decent considering they scored 0 goals. That talk about freaking getting punked. Oh my God. This guy, what? He doesn't do anything. What the hell is he supposed to do? He couldn't sniff a goal if his life depended on it. And now he's supposed to be a striker for Chelsea? And this is another thing I love. He takes out Jackson. I think I said he put for Ugochukwu, not for Broja. He waits till the 78th minute to put Broja in the game. He took out almost all of the attacking options when they were down 1-0. Not up. Not no. He takes them all out when they're losing. And then and again, I understand. I'm not expecting Broja to be this world beater, but again, can you put him on earlier in the game so he can actually, make an impact? Would that be so much to ask? You got to be kidding me. They can score against Bournemouth. I mean, this team, they can't even score. I mean, they signed all these defensive. Let's see. So I wish I can't do the math on how much Lavia, who hasn't played yet, Caicedo, and Fernandez cost. If that's your midfield, I have an idea. Could one of them score a goal? One?
Thanks for the 115.
I mean, yes, you're very welcome. I mean, how can you have 3 midfielders that can't even sniff a goal? I mean, again, I've been saying this. I know it sounds simple, but it's the truth. You have to score goals to win games.
Jacob.
It does not matter if you keep all the clean sheets in the world. I don't care if you have 10 defenders in the back. I don't care. You have to score to win. James Madison would have been great. Nah. James Ward-Prowse would have been great. No, let's take the young guy who can't even score goals that costs $30 more million. Let's just spend at the top. If you look at their bench is awful. Why? Because they have no money to spend on it. I mean, I see this Ivan Toney rumor, all this stuff. I mean, Ivan Toney would be nice, but they're going to have to pay up $75 million. And everyone talks about, oh, well, wait till Nkunku comes back. Wait till Nkunku. What is he going to do? Save the world? I mean, how good could he be if he's so good? Why is he at Chelsea? I'm serious. If he's so good, why the hell is he at Chelsea? I mean, that begs the question. I guess that's not my phone this time, but anyway.
No, that's mine. That's mine.
Oh, I was going to say Todd Bowley's calling you again.
I mean, they get, and guess who they get tomorrow? They get Brighton. And yes, the Carabao Cup. Do you think they're going to win that game? You think they're going to score 1 goal in that game?
They'll score. Brighton will win.
No.
I mean, Brighton always gives up 1 goal. That's the thing. That's the story of Brighton. Unless they lose, they give up 1 goal.
I mean, this team is just. I mean, wait. I had more. Wait, hold on. I have a bunch of stats I got from Bleacher Report. Please let me read these. From Bleacher Report.
Vent.
Only 2. They've won 2 games since Graham Potter got fired. 2. They were to Luton Town.
And remind us real
Bournemouth
quick.
Last year.
Remind us real quick. When did Graham Potter get fired?
March? I don't remember.
That was right before the Real Madrid Champions League matchup, right?
Yeah, it was.
They have 0 goals in the last 3 games. They have failed to score in 13 league games in this calendar year. 13 games without 1 goal. And let me get this, folks, for context. They're not playing. This isn't like they're playing only the top 6 or the big 6. These are against teams that stink. These teams are terrible. They're not scoring against. I mean, how is this possible? I mean, it's just, oh my God. I mean, it's not going to get any better. It's not. I mean, this board is a joke. What the hell are they looking for when they sign players? What is it all about? Just get young? Why is it that we have to sign young players that aren't any good? Can we sign like good young players? That'd be nice. Again, would it kill you to sign someone that's older than 25? Would it kill you? Is there something wrong with that? Is someone already out of their prime at 27? I mean, they got no leadership on this team either, except Thiago Silva. That's 1 guy. I mean, I'm spent, boys. I can't take it anymore.
Why are you disrespecting your captain Conor Gallagher like that?
Another thing that talk about what a joke. Oh my God, this guy, another guy that stinks. Okay, Billy Gilmore. He looked pretty good. Nah, let's send him to Brighton and let's keep Gallagher because this is the Mason Mount market correction. It's the Mason Mount market correction. That's what he is. That's all he is. He stinks.
He played well against Aston Villa.
Oh yeah, he really.
He had a 7.9 on FootMob.
You gonna bring up analytics to me? Are you kidding me? How's this for analytics? What do the analytics say when you don't score? You score 0 goals in 3 games. How does that look for analytics and player ratings? Then can you give him an 8? I mean, this team, like, they have nothing. I mean, they can't score. They can't even get shots on goal. How about you know what this is what I want against Brighton? I want 5 shots on goal. That's what I want. You don't have to score.
You probably will.
5 shots on goal. 5. Can you do that, Chelsea? Can you do that? Please don't have a freaking heart attack.
I mean,
God.
Brighton's back line has been pretty poor, so I wouldn't be shocked.
They haven't played Chelsea yet. Talk about a get-right game. Oh, my God. This is the get-right game of the century.
We just lost to Ajax Athens in the Europa League.
Yeah, they
3-2.
have it pretty rough.
I
But
mean,
anyway, boys, sorry that you had to sit through all that. I think I'm done.
hey,
No,
I do.
We have all the time in the world for you.
I want
you.
to reiterate this point. I don't think Jacob made it clear enough. Chelsea signing these guys who haven't proven they could score goals.
It's like they're forgetting the most important part of the game. I don't understand how that's like at the bottom of their priority list. It's like, we know we need to keep clean sheets. We need to have good center defenders. We need to have 50 center backs. We need to have a B- goalkeeper and give him a 7-year deal. And then another one that's even younger who's proven next to nothing as his backup. I mean, you cannot tell me that David De Gea isn't better than Robert Sanchez. You can't tell me that. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me that he isn't better than Robert Sanchez. And Robert Sanchez has been fine. But again, would it kill you to have someone with a little experience on the team?
You'll get Kepa back next year.
I don't want Kepa.
Hey, he's looked good for us, actually.
Really? Well, I mean, he made Alvaro Morata look like, freaking
No.
Raul.
Now you turn into our rant.
Well, you know what?
Should we just transition then?
Let's transition.
Did you just do another English accent?
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I can't help it. I watch too much British stuff. Sorry. It rubs off on me, okay? Oh, man.
Christian, since, we're talking Premier League, you want to talk about Liverpool before Ricardo and I unleash on Ancelotti?
Yeah, I'll make it short and sweet so you guys can open the floor, because I know.
Sorry, I took up all the time.
You didn't.
No worries.
No,
I think as it goes for Liverpool right now, it's pretty good. The one concern I have going forward as it pertains to winning the Europa League or contending in other competitions is they give up goals early way too often. They've gone down in a bunch of these matchups. In the Europa League against Lask, they gave up the opener. Wolves scored first. They came back and won that matchup. Obviously, they went down against Newcastle and had a miraculous performance to survive that match. I think if Liverpool wants to do anything of significance this season, they have to be better defensively. I have no trouble with their offense. Darwin Núñez has been fantastic. Every game he's doing something well, whether it's creating chances, scoring. We survived that Newcastle game because he had 2 great finishes, which we never saw from him last year. And I know it takes a year for guys to usually adjust to the Premier League. So I'm not worried about him at all. I think he's going to score 20 to 25 goals this season. As it goes for the rest of the team, the midfield looks good. McAllister and Szoboszlai have been really lively.
How much they cost?
McAllister was, Andrew,
40,
what, 30
right?
to 45 pounds?
35 to 42, whatever. And how much
Yeah.
did Szoboszlai cost?
Szoboszlai was on his release clause, and I think it was in the 50s or 60s.
50s. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy we didn't get Caicedo at this point, or Lavia for that matter. Yeah, I think the only other thing is just to watch how Trent evolves, because they have this interesting tactic where he is playing through the midfield as they drift forward, which leaves them a little exposed defensively when teams can counter. So when that's against Tottenham or an Arsenal or a Manchester City in the league, they need to be a little more stout defensively. Otherwise, I'm not sure they can really contend. But right now, everything feels good for Liverpool. I can't complain, but I will open the floor to our 2 Real Madrid fans who have much more to say than I.
No. I just want to say Liverpool's quiet. I feel like they're
I agree.
in second place.
Quietly, really good. Everyone talks about Arsenal, Man City.
Tottenham's getting a little more conversations, I would say.
They've gotten a lot. Trust me, they've gotten a lot of conversations. And they should, but trust me, they have taken up plenty of their time. Every day it's a new soundbite from the damn manager. Oh my God. You can't escape it. Every day, another Ange soundbite.
Hey, love Postecoglou.
He's great. And I just think it's hilarious how every single pundit thought he was like the worst hire ever.
Yeah.
They all thought it was terrible. I'm like, all right, it can't be this bad. And then, good for him. He can only go up. So,
Yeah.
Must be nice to have James Madison.
Oh, man.
Ricardo.
Oh, man.
Where do we start?
Yeah, so what was it, Sunday? Sunday we lost. Real Madrid lost 3-1 at the Wanda Metropolitano to Atletico. That was hard to watch. I mean, I'm gonna say this. I'm not even blaming Ancelotti. Actually, I will, but
no, I'm gonna unleash on him.
No.
He had maybe one of the biggest mistakes of this match. Go on.
Okay, yes, but let me just tell you something. Like I said before, I played defender. It doesn't take that much to turn around and see there's a player that you have to mark who's unmarked. Like it's not that difficult. Turn your head. Like it takes half a second. And all 3 goals we conceded were on crosses, on headers, and of course it was Morata scored 2 of those, the former Real Madrid player, but
and Chelsea.
That's okay.
And Juve.
Yeah. But
I got one thing about Morata, if I may chime in for just a second.
Yeah.
And I have been one of his biggest critics, and people know I am not a Morata fan by any stretch of the imagination. There is one thing that he is very good at, and he has always been, for some reason, him and with headers, he is one of the best header guys I have ever seen. I don't know why. All of his Chelsea goals were headers. He scored 2 goals at his feet. He scored 7 with his head. His first year.
Exactly.
You cannot leave him open with
I was about to say that. That's
you need that ball at his feet. That's how you stop Morata. Don't let him get that ball in the air. He's going to score every. No, I'm serious.
No, I know.
I mean, it's weird how good he is at headers. You would think he's like some big, tall center back. It's absurd.
Yeah, and he. Oh my god, it was sad to watch. Just pathetic defensively. I mean, you can blame whoever you want. I mean, I'm going to blame Rudiger and Alaba obviously because they're the.
Oh my god!
Playing.
Yeah.
You don't want
There's
Rudiger
2
anymore?
of you there. Well, at least one of you get on him.
Rudiger Jacob is terrible.
You don't want him anymore?
Vasquez playing right back was.
Yeah, why is he playing right back?
Because Carvajal's injured again.
We have a backup?
We have no depth.
Yeah,
Lucas Vasquez backup.
Yeah, but you don't want him to be your
Lucas Vasquez has been playing right back.
I have a question. Why is Fran Garcia playing over Ferland Mendy?
Mendy's come back injured, right?
Okay, this game he was pretty poor defensively. Attacking wise, he actually provided a lot. It just and that's I mean, I guess in the moment I was like, why are we taking off Fran Garcia right now and putting Ferland Mendy in? And I mean, it sort of I don't know. It didn't really work out either way, but I don't know. I like Fran. He's very good, but just defensively sometimes. Well, specific moments in this game, he was just caught out of position. So he's got to work more on that. But this isn't really about him. It's just about these 3 goals that could have easily been prevented. And like in the first place, just the cross coming in. Like someone put pressure on whoever's crossing. Like, I mean, I feel like that's also just. This is where I'm going to tie in Ancelotti because the starting lineup he picked was I was very confused by it. I mean, he had it was Toni Kroos, Luka Modric.
Yeah. He had Modric as a center attacking mid.
Yeah, I'm like,
so
okay.
Okay, this is where I'm going to unleash on Ancelotti.
Can you explain this formation to me? I was very confused about like who's playing.
They're playing 4-3-1-2. So
yeah,
they have so usually they play with a center defensive mid, and that's Tchouaméni. And this is where my
Camavinga playing behind.
Camavinga, but here's the thing, and I love Camavinga. I'm the biggest Camavinga.
No, I love him too.
I love Camavinga. Ancelotti's quote after the match: "Defensive fragility." Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. Yeah, defensive fragility. That's what happened.
Like he should have started.
Dude, I wonder what you could have maybe not playing the center attacking mid could have helped. maybe you kind of caused this by not playing your usual formation and putting Tchouaméni on the bench to start.
Like,
I mean, come on! What are you doing? What?
I don't
know. Carlo, go manage Brazil.
Don't say that yet.
Calm down, Joe Beningo. Calm down.
This doesn't make any sense.
It was very questionable to start. I mean, I thought personally he was going to start Joselu and Rodrigo up top as the 2.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that. And then when Joselu came on, he came on for Luka Modric, who I was doing well the last 10 minutes. I mean, Real Madrid was doing well the last 10 minutes. Yeah, but like I know he was a yellow, but you probably could have played him another 10, 15 minutes. I mean, I would trust him enough to not get another yellow. Like he's a veteran. He knows better than to, get sent off. But Joselu did nothing. He was non-existent when he came on. I just some of the subs didn't make sense. The only one that probably made sense was Nacho coming on for Lucas Vazquez because Nacho could literally play anywhere across the defensive line.
So why didn't he start there?
It's not his natural position, but like,
but is right back Lucas Vazquez?
No, it's not. But we don't have anyone else. I mean, I guess you could have started.
This was the problem before the season. Madrid had no depth,
and also the other thing is
aspects.
Carvajal always gets injured at some point. He always has some sort of knock at like once a month or something, once every 2 months.
Yep.
So the right back position definitely has to be addressed.
Stay away from Reece James. Stay away from Reece James. I mean, if you want an injured guy, go ahead.
He ges injured too. What we need is availability. That's what we need.
It's availability.
Someone who will actually be on the field. So I don't think Reece James is a very good option.
And I love Jude. There has to be a point where we stop playing him up top. He had a good match. I'm not blaming Jude at all for this match at all.
Striker. I mean, he's
not a striker. He's not a center forward. Like you gotta figure something out. You gotta.
What is he? A 10? Is he just like a plain center mid? Like what is he?
Well, he can play the 10. I feel like more of a
8.
It's not a 6. I don't know.
It's not a 6.
No, he's not a 6. I'd say an 8 probably.
8's probably his best spot.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing that hurt us was we didn't really have many attacking options coming off the bench anyway. Vini dealing with whatever the hell he was doing, some stomach virus.
Pretty much just, I mean, yeah.
Explosive diarrhea.
I love that quote. Vinny not playing due to explosive diarrhea.
Can only imagine what the hell he had for dinner the night before.
That's what I was like, some Atletico fan like poisoned them or something.
Oh my god! And to be fair, I mean, Toni Kroos had their only goal,
which was a really nice.
It was a beautiful goal.
Beautiful goal. I mean.
Wait, okay, hold on. There's 2 more points I need to bring up quickly. The penalty, or sorry, the goal that was ruled offside, which really annoyed me because Rudiger was being pulled to the ground. And
how did they miss that? Oh my god!
No,
it's like a bear hug.
No, they called they called Rudiger offsides even though he was getting dragged down, and I guess he kind of interfered with play, but like. I don't know.
It wasn't in his control.
It didn't go to him. Yeah, like the ball went over him, and then to who was it? Rodrigo, I think. And then he shot it, and it fell right to Camavinga and just tapped it in. But that I was like, really? And then the Jose Maria Jimenez who fouled Rodrigo. I was like, that's gotta be. I literally got off my couch. I was like, he's gotta be sent off right now.
Off the couch.
He did it. I was like, he's the last defender. I'm like, yeah, I know he's a bit like wide out. Like Rodrigo probably, like I think Rodrigo still could have scored, but like what?
Think about like a transition take foul in the NBA.
Yeah,
kind of like it was just. Oh my god!
Like it is. Is that not a red card if he's the last defender and denying a goal scoring opportunity? Is that not how it goes in the rule book? Like,
it. Absolutely.
I saw the yellow come out and I was like, how? And I was like, all right, go review this. I know it wasn't malicious, but still, he was the last defender. The other defenders were trailing both of them. I mean, I don't know. That was also dumb.
Antoine Griezmann is the bane of my existence. This guy will never stop.
Never settle.
The fact that he scored a header too, all 5-7.
Oh my god!
How is he left open? How is this little French dude scoring a header?
He's supposed to be the one sending.
That was the one where Kepa's got to make that stuff. The other two, I think you could get more of the defending. I think Kepa's got to make that stop. To me, the second one he's got. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm not being harsh.
I think Courtois would have made that stop.
Yeah, because he's taller than him.
I mean, Courtois is a world class, arguably the best goalie in the world right now, arguably. We'll see how he is coming off that injury. But
that was hard to watch.
Kep is right up there. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, please.
No, but the fact that Ancelotti went on to criticize defensive fragility when he had a say in going to a more attacking formation pissed me off.
But yeah. And
you can't do that.
And then once they were down 2-0, you knew Atletico was just gonna sit back. And
the Kings are sitting back.
I was like, one goal, fine. You can maybe get away with it. And then once the second came, I was like, I don't know, this isn't gonna happen. We're not winning, but next one we will.
Yeah,
I'm fairly confident. Hopefully, we
play Palmas, right?
What's up? Oh yeah. On Wednesday or tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm off, so I can watch them win 1-0 with a Jude Bellingham goal in the 89th minute once again.
No, this time I expect like 3-0. 3-0.
Yeah, no, I know.
Vinny comes back from his explosive diarrhea.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully, there's no more explosive diarrhea.
What's the matter? They ain't got Pepto-Bismol in Spain?
God. Give me a break.
Oh man.
Yeah. And we were talking about subs that like Joe Money finally came in at the 57th minute.
Should have started.
You just should have started. Like, he's one of your better players in the first place. Are you kidding me? Like, this game. Oh, I was having it with Carlo. I was done. I was done.
You don't want him anymore?
Oh, I mean, I'll still have him.
Hey, listen, if he leaves, I'll take Xabi Alonso gladly.
I'll take Xabi Alonso. I love that
because they're doing well.
I do love that.
Yeah, that's the perfect story. But
yeah, him or De Zerbi.
Okay, yeah, fair, fine.
so he can lose to Union Berlin in a year. So he can lose to Braga next year.
Oh, come on.
We're fine. We're fine. We'll bounce back. I'm positive. I'm optimistic.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, of course you don't.
Jacob doesn't
Sorry. With my team?
As a fan.
Teams, plural? What are you kidding me?
All right. I think that was enough venting about Real Madrid. They'll be fine. This is an overreaction Tuesday. We're recording on a Tuesday.
Oh, I am not overreacting. I am. No. This is an underreaction, in my opinion.
Well, Jacob, this is
an
everyday type deal with you. So I get it.
Is hell.
This is what keeps him alive.
At least
unleashing on his team.
Why did Roman Abramovich have to have links to Putin? Why? Why?
We gotta end it on that. We have to end it on that. That was too good. Oh my God.
I know he was a nut job, but you know what? We had good chaos with him. Now we just have bad.
He knew ball.
The guy knew ball. And I knew, Marina Granovsky wasn't the greatest sporting director. I'll tell you what, considering the stiffs and the morons that we have in there now, I mean, you would think with like multiple people there, they'd be like some brain. Nope. Not at all.
Hey, but Jacob, Uncle Todd is spending money.
Uncle Todd should go back to worry about the Dodgers. How about that? I mean, you know what's funny? I mean, the alternative would have been Woody Johnson, if you remember correctly.
Oh, really? I didn't remember that.
Woody Johnson. I mean, I remember thinking, Todd Bowley, not Woody Johnson. Hey, that's good.
With Woody Johnson, you probably won't be spending money, but at least he'll be taking photos of the new kits.
Then another disgrace. Those pathetic jerseys.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Jacob loves corporate sponsors.
Well, I mean, I don't want a practice jersey as my team's jersey.
Practice kits have corporate sponsors.
That's wow. I mean, I'm speechless. I can't even talk. I mean, this team is just. I'm starting to run out of words, but I mean, this is the bottom of the barrel, boys. This is terrible. I mean, We should have ended it at my great one-liner, but you know what? You let me ramble, so
it's okay. This is fun. Anything last minute from any of you? Want to talk about?
A la Madrid. We'll be fine.
A la Madrid. That's right. Hey,
I don't know how to quit you. I don't know how to quit you, so I won't, even if I should.
Real quick, Inter Miami 5 points back from playoff positioning.
They're getting in.
Yeah.
They have
Did
Did you just say? Did you just say we're getting in?
They're getting into the playoffs.
Oh, I thought you said we're getting in. I was like, what?
It's rigged. It's rigged for Messi.
I can't claim them. No.
I was about to say, since when?
I was gonna say, oh my god.
I was like, what happened to being a red?
How about, and real quick, I just want to touch on this. Give Busquets a fucking break.
Luckily, he got one at the weekend.
I know. He's been playing every single match. I'm like, Jesus, this guy.
They have to use a beat button, huh, Andrew? Beat button for the.
I was like, he was already beat up as is. Like, come on. But hey, okay. I was happy he got a break against Orlando. All right. Enough of MLS talk. I think it's enough of this podcast. I think we vented enough. Guys, another great episode, another great week. Let's try this again next week, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. All right, everyone. Till next time.